Oh, hello everyone and welcome. First, let me see if the stream is working as intended. So let's hear if you can hear the sound. Okay, I actually can't tell. Yes, you can hear the sound, so that's great. So let's get started. What do we have here? Well, ta-da! That's right. I finally found out how to make 3D rotations work. Now as you can see it is pretty slow moving right now, so let me adjust it so that I can move the camera faster. Now this should be five times faster. So let's see, compile, and here we go. Okay, so as you can see, it looks weird at first because of course Particle Fleet was designed to be a 2D game. But what is here? This is an image. This is the depth meter. This is a completely vanilla script that just has nine images in it in different colors, and they are separated by 25 Z coordinate currently. So each of the squares is 25 I guess pixels on top of the other one. And if I press different buttons on my keyboard, my camera starts moving. Now you can see this line here, and you might be wondering what is it doing. And I think how do you call it? The gameplay field is actually clipping with the camera position. So this is now behind the camera, because the camera, you can imagine it like being on the plane that intersects the entire world, and from that plane the camera is looking forward, and now parts of the map are behind that plane. Now this is because the camera in Particle Fleet is orthogonal, which is I guess not the best camera for 3D camera type, and I don't know if I will ever be able to fix it, but I probably don't need to right now. What I need to do is well, I need to change the camera movement so that the camera is always looking into the world from far apart. So let me again open a very professional drawing program and let's try to explain a little bit better. So let's say that this is the game board, right? So here you have lines, and you have units, and you have ships, and you have particles, and whatnot. And normally the camera is like on top here, and it is, again, you can imagine the camera having a plane on it, and the entire game is getting projected into the plane where the camera is. Now normally you can just move the camera around or change the zoom, which I don't know how it works, to be honest, changing the zoom. But that doesn't matter. What I'm doing now is I'm only rotating the camera. So what I'm doing, the camera stays here, or let me draw it here. And if I rotate the camera like this, then the game will get projected into the camera's, how do you call it? Like into the camera plane, and these units here do not get rendered. And if I rotate the camera even further, then you can see the units are not getting these units are not getting rendered at all because they are behind the camera. So that is what is happening when I do this. These units are skewed, which is not very good visible on this 2D model. But I am not able to view anything in here. So that will be the first thing I will try to fix. So let me imagine how I want to do it. Now for simplicity reason, I will make it so that the center of the map is always in the center of the screen for start, so you cannot move the camera, you can only rotate it. But I think it will be a good start, and the first step, as I said, will be to get rid of this mess. So the goal would be to make sure that the camera is always very far away, so that the camera is like here, so the game can be projected easily into the camera plane. So let's get started. This is the script. Where is it? No, this is the script for the ship model. This is the script for the meter. Yes, this is the script for the camera. So now you can see I am just increasing or decreasing these two angles, and I am feeding it into the rotation that I set as the new rotation, and here I set the camera position. So this is the function that I will want to change. So first let me draw the situation. So the camera, the two angles will set where the camera is, and I will have to think a little bit what these angles are, because I didn't prepare anything, so you will see me like prepare it from the sketch. And this actually shouldn't be a line, this should be a plane as well, like this, and then there will be an orthogonal projection. So what I need to do is, if I know the angle from the center to the camera, which in 3D you actually need two numbers to express an angle, like this, then I need to compute the position, which will be interesting. And I think there is a function for that. So let me open. Oh, in case you didn't catch it, these are modded commands that I added in the modded version that I have. So unfortunately, you will not be able to use this. But whatever. In case it works nicely, I will try to release it so that you can have fun with it as well. But for now, let's make it work. There is a function rotation apply that if you give it a rotation and a point, it will rotate the point around that rotation. So the idea is, oh man, this is getting complicated. I already don't know what to expect of this. Also, let's try to make the chat always on top somehow, so I can see if someone writes something in chat, pop out chat, just like this. So can I make this window always on top? Who knows? But no, what is this? I don't know. Oh, I know. No, not StarCraft. Task Manager. Oh, I have Task Manager here. So let me see. Startup, there should be taskbar tweaker somewhere. Yes, and I want enable. Because taskbar tweaker is awesome, because it can do this. Much better. So I think I will just decrease the size of the notepad and put the live chat next to it like this. So that should be fine. Now if someone types something in the chat. What if I click restore? No, it closes the window. Oh, come on. Okay, so pop out chat into here. Sorry for the inconvenience, but hey. Okay, now also let's how do you put it? Let's pause the game so the sound doesn't distract me. Okay, so does it work? I guess it does. So we have the rotation. Now the rotation is applied to the camera object. Oh man, this is... Yeah, the camera is on top, like it has a very low y coordinate by default. So I guess if I take the vector from the default camera position to the target and then I apply the rotation to it, which means that the vector would be rotating together with the camera, and then I invert it and I will get the new camera position. So let's try it out. So the default camera position is this 0 0 negative 100,000. Actually this position is dependent on where the camera is at. So if I move the camera around, these two would change, but this will be the same. So for now, let's just use this. So the camera will always be focusing on this point of the map, but that's not that much of a problem right now. So next I use the rotation, and then I call this function apply rotation, or rotation apply, which will take first the point and then the rotation. Okay, so I actually need to switch the arguments around. And I get the position of the camera, I guess. Okay. And then, no, this is the vector. Hang on. No, this is the vector from the center of the map to the camera, so I should set this as the camera position. I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm doing, to be honest, because 3D rotations are so complicated. Well, this is what I'm here to. This is what I'm here to test out. So let's see if this is any good. Compile, unpause. So if I start rotating, well, it actually seems okay. I mean, the map is like out of place, but other than that, the black cropping out doesn't happen anymore. Okay, maybe these two numbers are messing it up a little bit. Let me try 0 0 first. So now let me rotate. So now this center point, also the particles don't rotate with the rest of the stuff, so don't worry about it. And here you can see the images. As I said, they are 25 pixels apart. So this is just a nice visualization. And then there is also this model that keeps rotating on top of this ship. And you can see the model is clipping through the ship. Now this is because I moved the model closer recently. So let me move it a little bit further away, so it doesn't clip like this. So compile. Now, oh, this shouldn't be happening. See, now stuff is disappearing again. So this means that this stuff is behind the camera somehow. But how is that possible? Because the stuff that is far away is behind the camera. Now why is that? Well, let me show you that the model now floats on top of the ship. Also, I cannot see the modules. I can only see the reactor modules, and only some of them at that. Well, this is a template view. But first, let me again. Now this looks better because this is close to the camera. Now, if I remember, the distance is 1000. The camera is 1000 pixels away. Now that sounds about right, because from the corner of the screen up here to the back, it's about 1000 pixels away, give or take. So let me increase it to 10,000. Where is the? Yeah, here is the position. Let me set the camera to be 10,000 pixels away, which even from one corner to another should be far away. Oh, now I cannot see anything. Wait, why is this moving the background? Okay, this was not a good idea. So let me try only 1001. In case it is... Wow, what happened to the zoom level? Okay, let's also see how it interacts with the zoom level. If I zoom out, Will it crop? Yes, it will crop if I zoom out. And if I zoom in, the cropping is how do you call it? Independent of the zoom, which is interesting. This might be because there's some other camera that handles the zoom. I don't know, to be honest. But let me actually try only half instead and see if the zooming if the cropping issue gets better or worse. Because now if I am looking like from this angle, it is cropping the other side of the map. So now the, how do you call it? The distance is only half, so it is cropping half, twice as much. If I put it to negative 2000, it shouldn't be cropping anything. And now I don't see anything. No, why don't I see anything? This is weird. What about this much? Negative. Oh, this is way too. So how about just this? Oh, now I see something. Oh, now it gets like totally weird. Wow, this is like really weird. What is going on? Okay, so this gets cropped as well, but there is some cropping going behind here as well. So I'm guessing oh, the cropping happens exactly at the negative 100. Do you see it? Oh wait, this is weird. Oh, I see. Oh, I see now. So it seems that for an object to be seen, it needs to be between, from distance from the camera needs to be between 0 and 10,000 and 100 exactly. So if I go, if I actually do this, if I'm correct, what should happen is that this the rectangle in the back should be invisible, unless I move the camera very slightly. Now that will be hard to see because of all the rectangles in front of it, so this is not a very good test. So let me try this. So it should be again true that it will be invisible unless I move the camera slightly. So let's see if I can actually verify. So now the camera has already moved, so it's hard to verify because the other ones are in front of it. So let's try it like this, which should be masking like the last two rectangles. Yeah, you see? Nice. And if I rotate all the way around, then it should be masking the green ones instead, after I align the camera. And yes, so I was correct. There is a limit on how far the object can be from the camera, and if I do the opposite, it will mask the first two rectangles. So I will not be able to see these two because the camera will be over here, and I will be only able to see like the rest like this. So let's see it out. And as I said, I am only able to see the first two. So you can see here the darker one, and then the lighter one, and then the rest. And as I move afar, I am able to see them again. So this is, I guess, unfortunate. Hang on, someone. Oh, someone wants to play Overwatch. Okay, I will send him the link. Also, let's check the Steam quality, I guess, to see if it's lagging or not. Okay, let's see the highest quality. Okay, that doesn't look that bad. Well, I have to get a better internet connection because my upload speed is very bad. But other than that, it should be fine. So, how to fix this? Well, I could just make a smaller map. That would certainly fix it. Is there another way? I guess I could change the fact that it gets cut off after 1000 and 100 pixels, but that's way too much work. I think I will just stick with a smaller map. So now I have to press keys to rotate the camera around, so instead I would like to just hold the middle mouse button. So first let's fix this distance, and also let's try to figure out how to move the camera around instead. I think I need to add the position here to this, like this, maybe. So let's try to make it rotate around the point 100 in pixel by adding it here. And also let's change it to negative 900 or 800, or let's do 500 and 50. This way, because the complete range of the camera is from 0 to 100 and 1000, I mean 1000 and 100, so I take half of it, so I can put objects freely, like on the game field, and before that and between that as well. Sorry if you didn't understand that, but that's what I'm trying to do. So we should see the cropping here start quite early. However, this should be just fine. Also, the center of rotation, I'm trying for it to be 100. So let me actually move this car. If I aligned it properly, I should actually be able to move it into coordinates 25, 25. Like, oh no. 25. Actually, let's go 50, 25. And I'm just... Is it? Hang on, let me just recompile so that the camera aligns perfectly. And now I can move it 50, 25. Nice. So now what I need to do is add the proper pixel coordinates here, which are 204, I mean 202 for X and 102 for Y, which should be exactly at the center of this unit. So now if I recompile and start moving around, I can actually keep the mouse here and see if the center of the screen will keep here. I am not even touching the mouse, and it should stay at the center of the white rectangle. Now I didn't put the mouse in perfectly, but it seems that it is indeed in the center of the white rectangle. So that is what the camera is focusing on. It is focusing on this point. So now if I try to move the camera around, for example, I try to go upward. For example, in here it should... How do you go upward? With W? Alright, the script is overriding the camera position. Now what the question is, if I now right click and I want to move the camera, do I want the camera to move? I guess I don't actually want this. I don't want the camera position to be determined by the position on the map. I want it to be determined by the position of the camera, if that makes sense. So let's start again with, for now let's just do this for the position of the camera. Oh, but this will be pretty tricky. Or will it? No, it should be fine. And let's say 1 into delta position. So I will do the same thing for now. with just keys to control the camera movement. Now I can use VASD, I guess. And let's see, I want to I guess add the position W and add it here. Now this is just 50-50 if it works or not. I'm lazy to actually check. Now this should definitely be X. But if I should add or subtract here, I don't know, to be honest, and I'm lazy to think. So I will just take the 50-50 chance, and if it doesn't work, then I will just invert it. No big deal. So now instead of these coordinates here, I just get rid of it and apply these here directly. Oh no, let's actually not do that. And let's apply them here first. Just to see what will happen. And if it will work as I think it will work. And position Y, and let's see what happens. So compile, let's move the camera around a little bit. Now I press W and the camera is going up. Now I press D and the camera is going left. Okay, so these two needs to switch. Okay, let's try again. Compile, I press W, camera goes up, I press D, camera goes right. Now let's see how this behaves if the camera is rotated, like this. I press double D, I press D and the camera slides. It goes into the, hang on, let me show you a more extreme version like this. I press D and you can see the camera is sliding alongside the world X-axis. If you imagine this is the world X-axis, the camera is actually following this movement instead of moving just left or right. So what I want to do is, if I just add this here, if it will have the effect of the camera moving as intended instead. I just want to see what happens. So again, I move it like this and it's fine. So I rotate a little bit like this, and now I press D, and as you can see, the camera is now moving as wanted relative to the screen instead of to the world. So that's pretty fine, except it's moving really slow. So again, let's try 5 times faster. Now I can move the camera easily. I can rotate, move, and then see. If I move the camera, it doesn't help with the clipping. Now this is pretty weird. I thought that it would definitely help with the clipping, but it doesn't. Well, what can you do? Let's just ignore the clipping for now. Okay, next what I want to do is to bind the movement of the camera to right clicking on the mouse and the rotation to middle mouse clicking instead of having to use the keyboard, so that I can use the keyboard for something else. So for that we save the yes, we just get rid of this and do 3, which is the middle mouse button. Okay, let me check. Programming, no, yes, PR, reference, and where is the input? Input, yes, and get mouse button, yes, I will need both of these. Why is the wiki so? Okay, I will fix this. Let's see if it's here. Okay, I am going to put in the effort and fix the wiki because I don't want other people to have to go through the work of finding it at this wiki instead. So get mouse button down. Okay, so I will just copy this message because this is the only important bit that you actually care about. Okay, save. Maybe I should have flagged that as a minor change since I'm not actually doing anything useful. But hey, whatever. Okay, now when someone reads this, I mean there is no notation or anything like that. But anyone who knows how it works and just wants to know if it's 0, 1, 2, 4 left, right, middle, or 1, 2, 3, or 1 left, 2 right, and 3 middle, or whatever else, then this is the only thing they are interested in. So I need 2 for rotation, right? So to get mouse button down, if I just pressed it now, then I guess I don't need to do anything. I just need to save the position, which will be get mouse position, I believe is the pixel position of the mouse. Oh, I have no idea how this function will work with the camera messing around. So I guess I will get the screen position by just Y. I guess no comment. Whatever. Let's just use the screen position just to be safe, in case the rotation with the camera somehow messes with the mouse getting detected or something. So that will be the mouse Y and mouse X. And well, I guess this I want to do for the right click as well, right? So if you just press the button now, then it will save it as the last position, because if you hold the button, it will compare the current position to the last position. So now let's do the rotation. If and if, and let's also rename this to mouse X. And last mouse Y, I mean the other way around, Y and X. And now I will just rename it back again. Okay, I'm sorry, but you will see shortly how this will work out. Now it will be very simple. Mouse X, last mouse X, subtract, and then we add the delta to. Then we multiply it by this delta, and then we add this to the angle 1, right? We add here, so that should be fine. So this should actually be angle 2. Now what is this? I believe this should be angle 2. So angle 2 adds together with this thing will go into angle 2. And angle 1 for Y. Again, this is like 50-50 guessing, like should angle 1 go with Y or X? That's like one choice. Should you subtract here? I mean, should you add or subtract here? That's so that's three 50-50 choices. So I will just try it out and see what happens, because I'm lazy to think this through. So that's fine, and this should work. So now if I hold the middle mouse button, okay, it doesn't do anything. What is going on? Oh, it gets, this shouldn't be down, this should be just get mouse button. Okay, let's try again. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, 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 okay. What? What is going on? Okay, this is like way much. So let's try 0, 1. Like 50 times long. Oh, I know. I'm not saving the new position as the last position. That's what's going on. So let me actually show you, because this is pretty fun. This now works like a trackpad. Trackpad. I hold it down, and if I move right, it continues to go right, and if I go back, if I release it, stop. Again, I press it, I go up, and it continues rotating up or down this case, because I messed up. So I hold it, and it keeps rotating like this, which I guess is pretty cool, but it's not what I want. So I will just compile, and yeah, this is way better, but this is now way too slow. So let's try it 10 times faster. Oh yeah, this is the stuff. This is great. So up and down actually rotates up and down, so that's great. Except it rotates the other way around. So up and down needs to switch, which is Y. So I need to subtract here. Oh yeah, this is way better. This is way better. So you can imagine I like grab the green tile and I drag it with me. So if I take it and go down, then it goes down with me. If I take it goes up with me. And the green tile tries to follow the mouse. So I think this is a good way to do it. So now I just need to do the same for the position. Which will be just copy paste, except here I will put 1, and instead of angle it will be modifying the position. So X for X and Y for Y, and this delta position will go here as the coefficient. So now if I okay, this is way too fast. So let's try 10 times slower. Okay, so up and down is good, but left and right is switch. So let me just switch it for X, which is left and right. And I can right click and move the map around. Let's just see if the coefficient is right. You can see that the map is slightly lagging, so I needed to move slightly faster. Now let me see, I'm now in the middle of the monitor. Now if I move all the way around, it looks like maybe 10% faster it should move. Now this is I'm sorry, this is probably depending on the zoom. So you can see I have it over the ship, and it's still lagging a little bit, but it's no problem. So if I change the zoom, then oh yeah, this is bad. I guess I need to check what the zoom level is, but whatever, I'm too lazy, so I will just keep it at this zoom. So now middle mouse button to rotate, and right mouse button to move. But there is something weird about it. If I rotate, you can see it is rotating around this point only. So this point stays the same. But if I right click, it moves up. I think when I rotate, I want the point when I hold the middle mouse button to stay the same. So if I'm rotating the camera around, oh, this is interesting. So this will be interesting task to do. I mean, if I click here and rotate, then it doesn't work. I mean, this is terrible. Oh man, 3D graphics too complicated. But I guess, oh yeah, this is, I mean, look, right? I want to, like, let me explain that a lot. I want to look at this ship from behind. Oh, look at this. Isn't it cool? I want to look at it from behind. So I just middle click to rotate and bam, it's completely out of the screen, right? I want it to be rotating around this point. But how do I do that? I have no idea, to be honest. So I'm going to the toilet and I will think about it and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and as you can see, this particle just happily flow through the ships because I tried, but I couldn't get the particles to rotate with the rest of the map. So where did I end? Yes, I want, when I middle click here, I want the map to be rotating around this point. Wow, that is pretty, how do you call it? Pretty challenging. Well, before I did something similar, right? I had the rotation going around a certain point on the map that I could choose. But I mean, how did I do that? I just added the point here or something like that. Yeah, I added it here and it then was always the center of the map, right? I mean, if I remember correctly, if I just only middle click, then the center of the map, I mean the 0, 0 will always be at the center. Well, and if I move it around, then it is still rotating. You can see the center, I mean the left bottom corner of the map is staying the same. Okay, so what I need to do now is what is going on? Oh, why is the map upside down now? Okay, compile. There we go. So what I need to do now is figure out how to rotate around another point. Now this will just mean adjusting these two variables somehow. But I have no idea how, to be honest. So let me think about this. Oh, I think I'm starting to understand it a little bit. So this is where I would like the camera to be if there was no rotation on the camera, right? That's pretty simple. But if there is a rotation on the camera, then I want to move the camera around, and this is moving the these two are moving the camera alongside its own, how do you call it, plane. So I have the feeling that I will somehow need to map this. Like I will, here if I'm changing the rotation, I will first need to get the rotation before the change, then map this, then get it after, remap it, subtract it, and adjust these two, or something like that. Wow, this will be a lot of crazy business. I will also need to take the point around which I am rotating into consideration, so it stays the same before and after the rotation. Wow, this is going to be so insane. So let me try to solve this with a picture. So let's delete all this and start again. So here we have the game board, right? Again, some units, some ships, some stuff, and here I click and want to rotate. Now also let's imagine that here is the camera and here is the camera plane looking at the game. So this point gets displayed here, this point gets displayed here. Oh, that is drawn very badly, so let me draw it like this. And this point gets displayed here on the screen. So I'm clicking like somewhere here on the screen, for example. And this point will get displayed here. So the position of the camera if it wasn't rotated is saved like this, like that. There is the negative 550, and then there is the rest of the position. This is like a 2D vector on top of it as well. So this is like in 3D, and I'm only drawing it in 2D, so don't expect too much. So this is the vector I'm interested in. So if I just displayed this, I mean if I just map this according to the rotation, then it would perhaps show here, and then these two would like add to this as well. So I need to modify this somehow, so when the rotation angle changes slightly, so the camera will be like over here, but I don't want it to be crowded, so I will exaggerate. Then I want to keep this point and ensure that this point still gets displayed on the same point as before. So the point that you click on will stay the same on the screen as you keep rotating. That's what I'm trying to do. And oh, I have no idea what I'm doing. I have to be honest, I have zero idea what I'm doing. Maybe I need to take this vector and multiply it by this, by the rotation. Now I probably can compute where this point will end up over here. Maybe. Probably not. I must say I'm probably outclassed, because I'm not entirely sure how the camera works. I mean, I just guess that maybe adding this here will work, and if it doesn't, I try subtracting it instead, and it does work somehow. So that's how I got the camera to work even. But yeah, can it be that hard? I'm sure it's not that bad. Now, this is rotating around the center, yes? Right. Oh, this is going to be a nightmare. Now what if I wanted the camera to always rotate around another point than the center? Let's say this point over here. Regardless of where you click, the camera will always rotate around this point. Now this will be easier, and I already did that earlier, right? I just added here the coordinates of the point instead of here, and the camera was rotating around that point, if I remember correctly. So let me try again. I know I already did this, but let me try again, just so I can remember if it worked as I recall. So I get rid of these two, add 0, 0 here, and it's instead add them to these coordinates after I apply the rotation. Oh no, this is wrong. Yeah, like this. So now, no matter what I do, it should rotate around this position here. So middle click, see? Now it still rotates around the center. What is going on? Did I compile? Yes, I did. So this doesn't do anything. Oh, because yes, I need to. Okay, I need to move the map to the center as well, which I do with right clicking. So let's move it to the center. Now it should rotate around this. Okay, it seems that this works. However, this now has the benefit that if I move just to the left, see the map sliding under me. Let me try to. Yeah, now it should be visible. I move to the left and the map is like sliding. Like I move left and right and the map is sliding alongside the map axis. So I somehow need to combine the two, probably. So this is good because it is rotating always around the center of the screen, I believe. So if this blob is in the center of the screen and I rotate, it stays in the center of the screen. So yeah, this solution rotates around the center of the screen, which is good. I mean, at the point on the game field that is at the center of the screen. And it is because it is actually rotating around the center, and then it is moving the camera after the rotation. So it is always moving the camera in the same way. Oh, this is getting way too much complicated. I mean, maybe I can solve it in a 2D analog. If it's possible. Is it possible? Well, I guess you can have a 2D camera into 2D world somehow. Or even 1D camera into 2D world. With the same program? Question mark? Probably not. Maybe. I honestly don't know. This is so weird. But you can't you? If you have just 1D camera into 2D world. Right, and you rotate it. So the screen is just one line with like this object here on the line, this object here. And you want to rotate it so that this object stays here as you rotate. So the camera then ends up here. It needs to be on the same position. Oh man, I would like have to take pen and paper and spend probably an hour or two just drawing it and trying to remember how projections work and stuff. Because I don't think I can come up with this on the spot. Well, is there anything else I can do? Oh, I don't know. Oh, I could try stick the camera on this model. That would be funny. But I guess you wouldn't see that much. Because apart from this model and this tag here, everything is 2D. In the game, everything on the game is on this two-dimensional slice. Where the white square of this tag is. So I don't think it would be really helpful. Also this, I'm sick of these particles to be honest. So hang on, what is this? I cannot, oh yeah, this is another problem. When you click on the unit you cannot select it. But if you actually click here on the, you can see if you watch the particles closer that here is the, oh, I have to unpause in order. You can see here is the center of where the particles are coming from. And if you click that, it will actually select the emitter. So as you can see, the look, yeah, like where you click, it is completely busted. But hang on. Well, does that mean that if I can map the particles, it will also fix the clicking? Because when you click, the same camera is used, probably, for detecting where you clicked as for the rendering the particles. So if I could change it, then it would fix both of the issues. But whatever, I'll just delete it. Clear particles. And there is one particle here as well that was just created by this. Okay, let's just delete this as well. Yeah, delete unit. Also the annoying sounds are gone, which is nice. And let me create more land here just for fun. So land, create, just a good batch. This is just so funny. I mean, it looks pretty weird, mainly because the camera is ortho. Wow, what is this? Do you see this? Oh, my mind is playing tricks on me. I thought that this part here was like smaller than this part here, like it was going like this and like this, which would mean that the camera isn't orthogonal, but I was mistaken. If you actually look, I don't know if it will be seen on the video because there's just one pixel difference, but there's like a bit anti-aliasing going on up here, so it's fine. So is there anything else I want to do today? I mean, I really want to make the... Okay, so now it is rotating around the center. So let me show you what I wanted to do. Let's say I'm like really zoomed in like this, and I want to look what this looks like from the other side. Now I just rotate, and bam, I can see this, oh, so easily. But the moment I try to move, like it is even moving in opposite, like the movement is like completely wrong. Because now the rotation works fine, and movement works okay if the camera is aligned, like you can see the camera is in the default position. But if I move it like this, then like this is so weird. Like I cannot move left to right at all. I need to move like at this weird angle. So I really don't know how to fix both of this. I mean, the solution will be like really simple, like you just subtract the value here and add it later, or something like that. I just can't think of this. Or can I? No, I probably can't. So let's return this as it was, because I think the movement is more important than the rotation. Because like I cannot move it like this. However, so this is much better, and I still can rotate and then move around. So I can look how it looks from behind. Oh look, this is fun. I mean, I am wondering if the models are like 0.001 pixels on top, and if I will be able to see that difference if I zoom really closely. But no, it doesn't seem like it, because otherwise you would see all the models on top here, right? But you see only some. Well, anyway, it is pretty weird. Also, look at this, isn't that awesome? By the way, it moves with the ship, so if I move the ship over here, you can see this rotating model move as well. And just these cars that are rotating inside of it. Oh, this was so much pain to do, the rotating models inside. Like you have to compute the position very precisely, and then you have to stack the rotations. Actually, let me show you the code because it is cool. It was here in model test, and this is it. So first what is this? I think this is just the rotation for the ship, and then this is the relative position of the modules, and I am applying it to get the position relative to the rotation of the ship, and then this is the position of the ship, and this is the position of the modules rotated, added with the ship, and so on and so on. I mean, this is not the way it is done in reality. In reality, you create a object tree, and the game engine you use will do this for you. But I haven't done that because it's only now that I have thought of doing that. So creating an object tree like this, because imagine that on top of it, like let's speed it up until it turns up. Now imagine there will be a turret that could move left or right, and on top of the turret there will be a cannon that would move up and down. So that means that there will be the ship, on ship would be the turret, and on the turret would be the gun. So instead of being a particle on, I mean an object on another object, there would be like 3 layers: the ship, the turret, and the gun. And the gun would have to have the position adjusted by both the ship and the turret, and it would have to stack, you will have to stack everything together. Now I might do that just for fun, but I'm pretty hungry and tired, and I'm disappointed that I couldn't fix the rotation issue. Oh, I can actually move the map with the default maps right click because the core is off. Also the core that manages this one. This one should definitely run when post. Open raid while post is the command, I believe, because you want to look around the map while the game is paused. So this is definitely better. Yeah, as I was saying, and now I don't see anything. I mean, look at that, isn't that funny? I mean, it looks to me like the models will... Oh, I know, I'm so dumb. Of course. Or is it because that? Well, it probably is. I think that the models are in the same layer as the ship, like on completely the same Z coordinate. But if you see the center of the ship is here, but the center of this reactor is actually closer to me than the center of the ship, and the center of this cannon, for example, now is closer to me, but now is more behind, and that is why it is not rendered, because Unity probably renders objects from back to front. So these in the back get rendered first, then gets rendered the ship, which overrides them, and then gets rendered this. But then how do you explain that it always gets rendered correctly in this case? Maybe they are just very little bit on top of the ship, like 0.0001, so that it first renders the ship and then the modules. But as soon as I like slightly turn it, then the ship is suddenly on top, so they get hidden by the ship. I think that's what's going on. But as you can see, the closer I look, the harder it is to tell. Like, I cannot see anything. Like what is this? Like, this is the shape, right? When I'm looking from the side, it's just one pixel white line. So I definitely cannot tell if that's the truth, if it's the case or not. But if it would be the case, then I shouldn't be able to see them from behind. Or should I? Because the red is on top, so I'm looking from behind. And if I try to align everything, how does this work? Also I can see the core image. which is here because it is no, I'm done. I should make a ship with only the core image on it and nothing else to test this out. And if I'm correct, it will be invisible from behind. So I want ship spanner. No. I want other ship. Okay, I think I have like yeah, okay, this will do. Okay, build quickly. Oh, and as I expected, I don't see it from behind. Even if I try to align it correctly. But I would have to be very precise, so let me just put the eye into it. So after compilation, I start looking from behind. Okay, right click jet light. What is this? Oh, this is yeah, my bad. This function. What is it called? Great rotation Euler actually takes the angle in radians instead of degrees. I mean okay, so so when I'm looking exactly precisely from the other side, I don't see a single module. So that pretty much confirms that the modules are like 0.0001 pixels on top of the ship, and the moment I like slightly move it, whoa. Oh, I'm holding right click, which just moves the camera, it doesn't rotate it, my bad. So I now hold middle click, and the moment I move it one single pixel, you can see the modules show up, and this one doesn't, because it will not show up until I rotate it completely onto the other side, and now you will see it. See? So that's why. Well, this is certainly interesting. I wonder what is the number. Is it 1/1000? 1/1,000,000? Just how small is the difference? Well, doesn't matter probably. Well, I think that's enough fun for one day. I mean, I will definitely try some fun later with building like a whole 3D terrain, and then being able to control a ship from the first person to fly through the terrain, like you would have to fly left and right and dodge mountains and whatnot. And that will be fun for sure. But for now it's all. So thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye.